to the Graduation Coach Campaign's video series. The Graduation Coach Campaign is an initiative in Philadelphia that is committed to supplying adults with the information they need to help students graduate high school and move on to college and successful careers. You can find more videos like this one at phillygradcoach.org. Please feel free to pause, rewind, and rewatch this video at any time to get the most out of your viewing experience. Hi, I'm Saya Hormozi, and I'm the director of the Graduation Coach Campaign. It's no secret that financing college is a challenging and daunting task that often leaves students and the adults in their lives confused and overwhelmed. At the Graduation Coach Campaign, we want to make it as simple as possible for you and your student to get the vital information you need to know to effectively navigate the process. We want to help you make wise financial decisions, not only in regards to your current financial situation, but for the financial future of your student, since it is he or she that may be shouldering the responsibility of repaying any student-related debt in the future. If you're watching this video, then you and your student are ready to fill out the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA. If you don't know what the FAFSA is, then you should watch two videos before this one. The first is called Types of Federal Student Aid and Responsible Borrowing, and the other is called FAFSA, Overview and Myths. It's a good idea to watch both of those videos before you watch this one so you have a clear understanding of what exactly you're applying for when filling out the FAFSA. For this video, the Graduation Coach Campaign will show you two animated segments created by Federal Student Aid, an office of the U.S. Department of Education. The first will help you and your student determine their dependency status. This is a key element to identify before you sit down together to fill out the application. Identifying whether your student is an independent or dependent student in relation to their parents determines whether or not your student will need their parents' financial information for the FAFSA. The second animated segment will take you through exactly what you need to do when you and your student are ready to actually fill out the application. After each segment, I'll pop back up to review the main points you should remember, and at the end, I'll let you know what some next steps are for you and your student to take on your own. First, let's find out about how to help your student determine whether he or she is considered a dependent or independent student.
When you fill out the FAFSA, you'll be asked several questions that will determine whether you are an independent or dependent student. This is an important distinction, because if you're a dependent student, then you'll need to include your parents' financial information on your FAFSA. This means that your parents' financial information will be considered along with your information to determine your eligibility for federal student aid. So how do you figure out if you're an independent or dependent student? Generally, if you are a graduate student, on active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces, a veteran, are married, have children whom you support, or are 24 or older, then you are considered an independent student. If you don't meet any of these criteria, then you're likely considered a dependent student and will have to provide your parents' financial information when completing the FAFSA. If you have a different living situation, including divorced parents or living under the care of a grandparent or other relative, the online FAFSA will provide guidance to help you answer the parent questions. In other special circumstances, your status may not be as easy to determine, and you'll need guidance from the financial aid office at the college or career school you plan to attend. Some common questions that people often ask are, what if the FAFSA tells me I'm a dependent student, but my parents don't claim me on their taxes, or I've moved out of their house and am financially independent? While these situations do arise, they aren't part of the criteria for independent status on the FAFSA. So you would still be required to report your parents' financial information on the FAFSA. What if I'm considered a dependent student but have no contact with my parents or access to their information? There are other options available to you in these situations, so it is possible for a dependent student to submit the FAFSA without parental information. If you have indicated on your FAFSA that you cannot contact your parents or access their financial information, you'll need to speak to staff at the financial aid office at the college or career school you plan to attend. The financial aid staff will tell you what to do next. So what if my parents aren't going to help me pay for college and refuse to provide information for my FAFSA? If this is the case, the only federal aid you may be able to receive will be an unsubsidized loan, which is a federal student loan that begins accruing interest as soon as you receive your funds. To find out whether you can get the loan, fill out your FAFSA and then speak to the financial aid staff at the college or career school that you wish to attend. If you have any other questions regarding financial aid, your college or career school will be able to answer them for you, and, if appropriate, make a decision about your dependency status. Their decision is final and cannot be appealed to the U.S. Department of Education. No matter your dependency status, make sure to complete the FAFSA to find out what federal money you can get for college or career school. If you have questions or need more information, please visit studentaid.gov.
Okay, so you just heard about how to figure out if your student is considered dependent or independent. Remember, the reason for this distinction is because if your student is considered dependent, they will need to include their parents' financial information on their FAFSA. So let's recap. Your student is considered independent if he or she is 24 years or older, is an active duty or veteran of the U.S. military, is married, has children whom they support, or if he or she is a graduate student. This means they have already completed college and are filling out the FAFSA to get federal aid for a master's degree, professional degree, or a PhD. If your student does not meet any of these independent requirements, they are likely considered a dependent student. Remember, being called dependent may feel like the wrong title to your student if they don't actually receive any financial help from their parents. Encourage them to understand that legally, they are still considered dependent whether or not their parents support them financially. If your student's parents are divorced or they live with a guardian, don't worry. The FAFSA will guide you through exactly what to do in these scenarios. Some situations may be a little more complicated than what the FAFSA anticipates, so if that's the case, help your student to call the financial aid office of the schools they are applying to. They should explain their situation to them. Financial aid offices are familiar with these cases and they can tell you exactly what to do. If your student is considered dependent but has no contact with their parents and no access to their financial information, they can still fill out the FAFSA as a dependent but must also call the financial aid office of the schools they are applying to get help with next steps. Once you've determined your student's dependency status, you are finally ready to fill out the FAFSA. Watch the next animated segment to find out how.
The free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, is the application for grants, loans, and work-study funds provided by the federal government. It is also used by many states and schools for their financial aid programs. For the fastest and easiest way to apply, visit our official website, www.fafsa.gov. The FAFSA is available in English and Spanish. As you fill it out online, you'll be able to automatically skip questions that don't pertain to you, check out your status immediately, and get online help. It takes most people less than 30 minutes to complete the application. You'll need a few things when you fill it out, so get ready by gathering your Social Security number, your permanent resident card if you have one, any W-2 forms or records of money earned for the previous year, and your tax records. Now, if you haven't already filed your taxes, you can fill out the FAFSA with estimated tax information, but you'll have to update your information later. And if you have filed your taxes, you may be able to import your information automatically from the IRS. If you have any questions about what information to gather, there is a complete list of documents that you will need at www.fafsa.gov. Before you begin the process of filling out the FAFSA, you should create a personal identification number called the Federal Student Aid PIN that will act as your electronic signature. You'll only need to create a PIN once, and you can use it to renew your FAFSA each year that you apply. Your parents will need a PIN too if they have to provide any information. So now you're ready to begin filling out the FAFSA to apply for financial aid. There are 3 groups of questions that include personal information such as your name, address, and marital status, financial information such as your income, and any parent information that is required. If you get hung up or confused about a question, the Help and Hints box on the right-hand side of the application can help with each question as you move along. Also, look for the online chat feature under Help if you would like assistance from a knowledgeable agent. Because colleges and career schools use the FAFSA to provide financial aid, You can list up to 10 schools that you are interested in attending. You should list all of the schools that you are considering, even if you haven't been accepted or applied yet. If you have more than 10 schools in mind, you could submit your FAFSA with 10 schools and then add more later. When you finish filling out the FAFSA, use your PIN to sign the form. If you are required to submit parental information on your FAFSA, a parent will need to sign the application with his or her own PIN as well. If you have questions or need more information, please visit studentaid.gov.
Okay, so you just heard about the documents you will need and the steps you will take when you fill out the FAFSA online. But before we review them, let's go over one more thing. If your student is considered a dependent student and you are not their parent or legal guardian, and graduation coaches often are not, you will want to make sure, where possible, to include your student's parents in this FAFSA process, especially when it comes to filling out the actual application. Remember, the FAFSA asks for very personal information like tax returns and social security numbers. Your student's parents may not feel comfortable handing these documents off to you. Don't take it personally. Everyone should be protective of this type of information. Your job as a graduation coach is to make sure your students' parents understand what to do. Offer your help and guidance by telling them the documents they need and the things you've learned by watching these videos. Encourage them to watch these videos as well. Make sure they know that you are available if they need to ask you any questions along the way. So let's replay the highlights of what your student and their parent or guardian will need to know when filling out the FAFSA. They will need to go to www.fafsa.gov to fill out the application. If they do not have access to the internet in their home or workplace, they can go to their local library branch to use the internet or get online at a Philadelphia KeySpot, an organization which provides free internet access. Call 311 or go to www.phillykeySpots.org to find a KeySpot near your student. When they begin to fill out the FAFSA, they will need their social security cards, financial records and tax information such as their most recent W-2 form, a permanent resident card or green card if they were not born in the U.S. A complete list of these items is available on www.fafsa.gov if you would like to print it out and give it to your student and their parent or guardian. Remind them that the FAFSA will only take them about 30 minutes to complete, is available in English and Spanish, provides helpful hints on screen for assistance with questions as well as access to live chat under the help menu if they get stuck at any point, allows a student to list up to 10 schools they are applying to, so this information will be sent to those schools automatically. Finally, remind them that they will each need to create a PIN and that they should keep track of these PIN numbers so they can continuously track the status of their application and use it when they reapply each year. So, what are the next steps? If you are your student's parent or guardian, you are ready to gather all the pertinent documents and head to the computer and fill out the FAFSA. If you are a graduation coach that is not a parent to your student, then your next step is to help inform your student and their parents about everything they will need to gather for the application and what they can anticipate when they sit down at the computer together. After the FAFSA has been filled out, both you and your student and his or her parents should watch the very last video in the Graduation Coach Campaign FAFSA video series called After the FAFSA to learn about what they can expect once they've submitted the application to federal student aid. Completing the FAFSA can seem like a daunting task, but remember to take the process one step at a time. The FAFSA is the first step to your students financing college. Remember, watch these videos as many times as you need to learn everything you need to know about guiding your student through the financial aid process. For more information on other ways to support your student and more videos like this one, go to phillygradcoach.org.